When 33-year-old hematologist Dr. Priya Sharma went to the Chicago Blood Bank for her regular donation, a white woman in the waiting room, Jennifer, glared at her with visible disgust. Leaning toward the nurse, Jennifer whispered, "Don't use her blood. You don't know where it's from. People like that might carry diseases." Priya stayed silent, gave her blood, and tried to forget the incident. 2 weeks later, Jennifer sat in the same waiting room, this time desperate. Her 6-year-old son, Tyler, had been diagnosed with a rare, life-threatening form of leukemia and urgently needed a transfusion. When the doctor walked in, his words froze her in place. "The only compatible match we found, the rare Bombay blood type that saved your son, came from one donor, Dr. Priya Sharma." The look on Jennifer's face, and the crushing shame that followed, would become a powerful reminder to the world. Prejudice can turn those who save lives into those we fear. Before the story begins, drop a comment. Which city are you watching from? And if you stand for justice and equality, share this story and subscribe, because together, our voices are stronger. The October afternoon sun streamed through the tall windows of Chicago Blood Bank's main donation center. Dr. Priya Sharma signed in at the reception desk, her movements efficient from years of regular donations. At 33, Priya had been donating blood every 8 weeks for a decade since learning she possessed the Bombay blood group, one of the rarest blood types in the world, found in approximately 1 in every million people. As a hematologist at Northwestern Memorial Hospital, she understood how critical rare blood donations were for life-threatening conditions. As Priya settled into a waiting room chair, she noticed a woman staring at her. Not a casual glance, but intense, uncomfortable scrutiny. The woman was white, late 30s, well-dressed in expensive athleisure wear. Her expression carried suspicion and disgust. That particular look Priya recognized immediately. Priya's dark skin, her traditional Salwar kameez, the small bindi on her forehead, markers of her Indian heritage that some found threatening despite her living in America since age 12. The woman stood abruptly and approached the reception desk where Sarah, a nurse Priya had known for years, was processing paperwork. "Excuse me," the woman said, her voice low but not quite low enough. "I need to speak with you about something important." She glanced back at Priya, then leaned closer. "That woman over there, I don't think you should use her blood. You don't know where these people come from, what kind of diseases they might be carrying from those countries. Don't they have all kinds of infections over there?" The words carried across the quiet waiting room. Several donors looked up uncomfortably. Priya felt her face grow hot, her stomach twisting with familiar anger and hurt. Sarah's expression hardened. "Ma'am, every donor goes through extensive screening and testing. Our safety protocols are—" "I'm just saying," the woman interrupted defensively. "We should be careful about who we accept. Look at her. She's probably just off the boat, doesn't understand our hygiene standards. Who knows what bacteria or parasites she could be carrying? My family might need blood someday, and I don't want some foreign infection in our bodies." "Ma'am," Sarah's voice went cold. "That is completely inappropriate and racist. Dr. Sharma is one of our most valued donors, and—" "Doctor," the woman's laugh was sharp. "Please. She probably bought that title online. These people lie about credentials all the time to get into places they don't belong. She's probably here trying to contaminate our blood supply on purpose." Several donors gasped audibly. An older gentleman stood, preparing to defend Priya. But Priya remained seated, hands clasped tightly, breathing carefully controlled. She'd learned that responding often escalated hatred. "Ma'am, I'm asking you to leave," Sarah said firmly. "We don't tolerate discriminatory behavior. Your appointment is canceled." The woman's face flushed red. "You're canceling my appointment because I'm concerned about blood safety? This is discrimination against Americans. I'm just trying to protect my family from God knows what diseases these immigrants bring. Leave now, or I'll call security." The woman grabbed her purse, shooting Priya a venomous look. "When people start getting sick from contaminated blood, don't say I didn't warn you." They shouldn't even let her kind in here. They should go back to whatever third world country they crawled out of and stop infecting real Americans. She stormed out. The waiting room sat in shocked silence before conversations gradually resumed, many eyes darting toward Priya with sympathy. Sarah approached immediately, genuinely distressed. Dr. Sharma, I am so incredibly sorry. That was unacceptable. Are you okay? Priya managed a small smile, though her hands shook slightly. I'm fine, Sarah. Thank you. It's not the first time, won't be the last. It shouldn't happen at all, Sarah said vehemently. You're one of our most important donors. Your Bombay blood group has saved countless lives. Can we proceed with the donation? I have to get back to the hospital. As Priya's blood flowed through tubes into the collection bag, she tried to find peace in its purpose. Each drop potentially life-saving. That was what mattered, not one hateful woman's ignorance. She didn't think about Jennifer Matthews again. There were patients to see, research to complete, children to pick up from school. 2 weeks later, Jennifer Matthews sat in the same blood bank's waiting area, but this time she wasn't donating. Her 6-year-old son Tyler had been diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia 3 days ago, requiring immediate blood transfusions. The diagnosis had shattered Jennifer's world. Tyler, with his gap-toothed smile and endless energy, was fighting for his life. The doctors explained his rare blood type, Bombay phenotype, made finding compatible blood incredibly difficult. 1 in a million people had it. Jennifer sat in rumpled jeans and a sweatshirt she'd worn for 2 days. Her styled hair was now a messy bun, face bare and marked with exhaustion and terror. Her husband Mark gripped her hand, both suspended in awful limbo. Dr. Richard Chun emerged, his expression professionally neutral but carrying relief. Mr. and Mrs. Matthews, I have good news. We found a compatible blood donation for Tyler. The Bombay blood group is extraordinarily rare, and we were very fortunate we had a recent donation on hand. Jennifer's relief was so intense she felt lightheaded. Thank God. When can he get the transfusion? Within the hour. Dr. Chin paused, his expression becoming serious. I wanted to tell you about your son's donor because you should understand who saved his life. He turned his computer screen toward them, showing a donor profile. Dr. Priya Sharma, age 33, blood type Bombay phenotype, regular donor for 10 years, hematologist at Northwestern Memorial Hospital. Jennifer stared at the Indian woman's photo in the white coat. Something seemed familiar, but she couldn't place it. Dr. Sharma has been donating this rare blood type every 8 weeks for a decade, Dr. Chen continued. Her donations have saved numerous lives. Mark squeezed Jennifer's hand. We need to thank her. Actually, Dr. Chin's tone became pointed. Dr. Sharma donated the blood that's about to save your son's life exactly 2 weeks ago. The same day she experienced a rather unpleasant incident at this blood bank. Jennifer's face began to pale as fragments surfaced. The waiting room, the woman in Indian clothing, her own angry words. Dr. Sharma was subjected to racist verbal abuse. Dr. Chin continued, his voice carrying an edge. Someone accused her of carrying diseases, contaminating the blood supply, being a fraud. This person said Dr. Sharma should go back to her third world country and stop infecting real Americans. Jennifer's hands began trembling violently. The room tilted. That person, Dr. Chin said, looking directly at Jennifer, according to the incident report, was you, Mrs. Matthews. The words landed like a physical blow. Jennifer's mouth opened wordlessly. Mark looked at his wife in shock and horror. The woman whose blood you called contaminated, whose credentials you questioned, whose presence you found threatening. That woman donated the rare blood that is, right now, being prepared to save your son's life. Dr. Chin's voice was implacable. The infection you worried about is currently the only thing standing between Tyler and death. I didn't. Jennifer's voice broke. I didn't know. You didn't know because you didn't see her as a person, Dr. Chin said. You saw skin color, traditional clothing, and made assumptions about disease and contamination. You went home and forgot about it because it didn't matter to you. Just another moment of casual racism in your day. Mark's face was ashen. Jennifer, what did you do? The irony is that Dr. Sharma continued her donation despite your abuse. She could have left. She could have decided people who treat her that way don't deserve her blood. But she didn't, because she understands medicine isn't about deserving. It's about need. Someone needed her blood. It turned out to be your son. Jennifer's tears flowed freely, her body shaking with shame. Does she know? Does she know her blood is going to Tyler? Not yet, but I'm recommending you request contact. You owe Dr. Sharma a profound apology, and Tyler deserves to know who saved his life. I don't deserve. Jennifer couldn't finish, overcome by crushing weight. No, you don't, Dr. Chin agreed bluntly. But Tyler does. He deserves the blood that will save him. Dr. Sharma gave it anyway, not because you deserved it, but because a child needed it. That's what real humanity looks like. Perhaps you should learn from it. After he left, Jennifer collapsed into Mark's arms, sobbing. Mark held her, but struggled to process what he'd learned. How could you say those things? He asked quietly. I don't know, Jennifer cried. I was taught. My parents always said. She couldn't articulate the layers of prejudice she'd absorbed, the casual racism that had seemed normal, the way she'd learned to see different people as somehow less clean, less trustworthy, less American. Our son is alive because of her, Mark said, voice thick with emotion. The woman you called contaminated is saving Tyler's life. An hour later, they watched Tyler receive his transfusion. The blood flowing into their son's body came from the woman Jennifer had vilified. Dr. Chin arranged a meeting the next day. Priya had been surprised to learn her donation went to the child of the woman who'd attacked her, but responded with characteristic compassion. If the mother wants to meet, I'll meet with her. Maybe some good can come from this. The meeting took place in a small conference room. Priya arrived in her white coat, professional and composed. Jennifer looked sleepless, face blotchy from crying, hands shaking. Dr. Sharma, Jennifer began, voice breaking immediately. I don't know how to. She broke down completely, planned speech dissolving into incoherent apologies. Mark put his arm around her, his own eyes red-rimmed. Priya waited quietly until Jennifer regained composure. Mrs. Matthews, I'm glad I could help Tyler. That's what matters to me. But I said such horrible things, Jennifer sobbed. I accused you of carrying diseases, contaminating blood. I said you should go back to. I was so hateful. And now you've saved my son's life. I don't understand how you could give blood when people like me treat you that way. Priya was quiet, choosing words carefully. Mrs. Matthews, I won't pretend it didn't hurt. It did, deeply. But I donate blood because patients need it, not because I expect gratitude or respect from everyone. She paused, meeting Jennifer's eyes directly. Tyler didn't say those things. Tyler is a 6-year-old child fighting cancer. He doesn't deserve to suffer because of his mother's prejudice. Medical care isn't rationed based on whether we think people deserve it. We provide it because human life has value. I don't deserve your forgiveness, Jennifer whispered. No, you don't. Priya agreed, honest but not cruel. But Tyler deserves to live. Those are different things. What you do with this experience, how you choose to grow, that's up to you. I can't forgive away years of prejudice. Only you can do the work of unlearning it. Mark spoke. Dr. Sharma, is there anything we can do? Priya considered. Examine your own biases. All of them. Teach Tyler about the person who saved his life, that I'm an immigrant from a different culture, and those things don't make me less valuable or less human. She looked at Jennifer. Use your voice in your community. When you hear others expressing the same prejudices you held, speak up. Tell them what your hatred almost cost you. Be the person who interrupts the cycle. Jennifer nodded, tears streaming. I will. I promise. You saved my son's life, and I treated you like you were less than human. I have to live with that. I have to be better. Then be better, Priya said simply. That's all any of us can do. 3 months later, Tyler was in remission. On his 7th birthday, he asked if the blood doctor lady could come to his party. Priya came, bringing her own children. She watched Tyler blow out candles, surrounded by family who now knew the full story. Jennifer had told everyone, not to punish herself, but to teach to force her community to confront the same prejudices she'd held. Sometimes justice comes through forced confrontation with our own humanity. Sometimes the greatest teachers are people we've wronged who choose to save us anyway. And sometimes the only way to crack open hearts hardened by prejudice is showing them that the people they fear and dehumanize are the very people who hold their survival in their hands. Priya continued her regular donations, knowing someone would need her rare gift. And Jennifer became a vocal advocate, telling her story to ensure others learned from her shame what she'd learned through almost losing everything that mattered.